Hello, hello, welcome. Welcome to day three of our Pilates for golfers. And I'm so happy that you've been able to join me for this week. How has it been going so far for you? On Monday, we covered and talked a little bit about neutral spine angle, what it feels like and looks like to set up in a neutral spine, and in order to be able to harness your core and move safely. Yesterday, we talked a little bit more and looked at the shoulders, such a complex area and so important for healthy movement. And in order to be able to do your swing smoothly and safely, so important to learn how to position the shoulders, how to strengthen that part of your back. When we're going into today, rotation, it's again a very complex and dynamic movement. And in golf, of course, it happens very fast. So things that we're going to be thinking about and paying attention to is, number one, it's safest for your spine and the most optimal to generate power when you rotate around a straight or neutral spine column. So we want to avoid, again, that rounding over, that tucking position if we're trying to create safe and fluid rotation around the upper trunk. So working on our rotations today will keep that idea in mind of creating length as we go through our movements. Also, keeping in mind that rotation of the spine has a sequence to it. So that sequence of winding up through the spinal column, and when we rotate, it's essentially that idea of coiling up the spine, vertebra by vertebra, and then uncoiling to generate our power. So in golf, we want to create that whip, that smooth, fluid whip action to transfer energy through our swing, through our club head to the ball. So when we're working on this today, we're going to be playing with some movements that help us differentiate the pattern so that we've got rotation and then a little bit of that whip action coming back. Okay, so that's the plan. Welcome to our Wednesday, or if you're watching this on the replay, maybe it's Thursday for you. Day 3. Okay, so let's start with a little warm-up. I'd like to start standing as we are with a little warm-up for the rotation, for the ribs and upper back. And we're just going to hold the hands together like you're making a little globe. So I just touch my fingertips and thumb softly together. And then I bring that to my breastbone. So I'm just holding my globe in front of my breastbone. This helps to just roll those shoulders back, set them softly down, and find that little connection underneath your arm. So as we talked about yesterday, sliding the shoulder blade down towards your hip pocket. So press your fingers softly together, slide your shoulder blades down your back, draw your abdominals in, and stand nice and tall. Take a deep breath in through your nose. As you exhale through the mouth, just rotate your upper body towards one side, keeping your globe at your chest. Inhale to come home. Let's go the other way. Focusing on staying very tall throughout this movement. Inhale home. Your head is reaching up to the sky. You want your chest to be open. Let's take 4 more. Keep your shoulders back and down. And just start to feel and sense that movement around the rib cage, around that mid-spine. One more time each way. It might feel a little bit sticky if this is the first time you've been doing this movement today, if it's morning for you. Exhale. And then come on back to center. Good. And relax your arms. Let's just give your shoulders a couple of rolls. All right. Now, in the TPI program that I refer to sometimes, Tightness Performance Institute, there's some golf fitness tests that we use to determine how people are moving in certain ranges. And for the upper body rotation, it's called a separation test. So now just bring your hands across your chest, holding just lightly onto each shoulder, and you're going to take your golf ready position. So hips will glide back, we come forward onto our spine angle, abdominals engaged. And then as we just practiced, I'd like you just to find your rotation from side to side. So this being a little test, it's just to notice, and if I was seeing you firsthand or if you had yourself being videoed, how you're moving in this range. And if the goal is to separate the action from the lower body, then we don't want the lower body getting involved here. We just want to find that smooth rotation around the trunk. Think of that length of the spine reaching out from the tail and out through the top of the head and just rotating around that axis. And then come on up to stand tall and relax your arms. Okay, how did that feel? It's very interesting how different rotation feels standing versus once we come on that spine angle. But essentially, everything should stay the same in terms of alignment, okay? So you can practice it standing and then practice it in your golf ready. Okay, so the next one I'd like to do is looking at another standing test, and we'll do this first in standing and then again into our golf ready position. This time the hands are going to be in front of you rather than at your chest. Just press your palms softly together, and it can be about chest height. Again, relax your shoulders down your back, draw your abdominals in, try to stand nice and tall. Now this time on the rotation, we're going to allow the head to join the movement, just to keep things feeling very sequential here. So I'm going to open my arm, rotate to that side, go ahead and follow the movement with your eyes. Now take a breath, and on the exhale, close the hand quickly. Again, inhale, open the arm, rotate the ribs, stand tall, look back, exhale. So we want to use the power of our core to return from the rotation. So here's the coiling and the uncoiling, the power. So bringing that tissue into stretch and then bringing it home. Let's take 3 more. Standing tall, rotate the ribs, open the arm. Use your exhale to bring it back. 1 more time. And relax. Okay, how did that feel? That side of the body feels awake, feels alive. Let's try it again on the other side now. Shoulders back, core in, standing very tall. Think of your alignment. So again, we want to create that beautiful length of the spine. We're not starting in a rounded body. Lift up and ready. Here we go. Inhale, open the arm, turn the ribs, let your eyes follow. Exhale, quickly home. Good. You can imagine you're pulling a band apart between your hands, stretching, and then closing quickly. Think of a cymbal crashing. You want to make a lot of noise. Bring it in. And as we rotate, it's not just the arm. The ribs are turning. Good. Getting that sequence of movement up the spine, all the way to the top. 2 more. Inhale to rotate, look back. And last one, turn the ribs, turn the chest, and relax. All right, very good. Now we're going to repeat that 4 times on each side, but in our golf ready position. So if you turn, or I'll turn to you, set your feet hip width apart, bring your hands together as if on the club, slide your hips back, draw your shoulders back, core in. You want to keep the head in line with your body. So the rotation, this time your head will stay looking down at the ball, at the floor. So just pick a point, keep your eyes there. As you inhale, rotate the ribs, rotate that arm, let that arm move in a comfortable but full range of motion for you, and then exhale and quickly close. Draw the stomach in. This is so important. We don't want to rotate around a spine angle that's too tucked or too tipped. Just get steady in your neutral and then find the upper body separation, adding some of that power as we come home. Take a breath, standing up and release. Okay, to the other side. So a lot of our golf swing, we're looking for that smooth dynamics. It's very dynamic, but the coordination and the timing, of course, becomes critical. So playing with timing, playing with creating repetition in the body that encourages this smooth coordination is a lot of what Pilates also works on, which is so wonderful, with the breath, with the core, with the body awareness. So here we are in our ready position. Abdominals are in, nice neutral hips, shoulders are back. Lengthen out the top of the head, but keep the eyes down on your, pick a spot, your imaginary ball. And then here we come. Inhale, open the arm, rotate the ribs, keep head down, and then quickly close. And the quick is with power. The power comes from your core. So it's not just the arm closing. Think about your abdominal muscles, bringing the ribs around you. Turn, open, reach. One more time. Inhale and exhale. And then come on up. Good. And let that go. Okay. Now, obviously, in your golf swing, the hips are going to be involved as well in some of that rotation. And we're going to speak to that tomorrow specifically. For today, we're just looking at thoracic rotation or spinal rotation and learning how to move along that column, along that chain. So those are some things you can do standing. Let's come down onto the mat now, and we'll practice a couple of moves from the floor and just build on this a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to bring you a little closer. Hello. Move my club out of the way. I don't know if we'll be using this today. And grab a little sip of water. Okay, so the first one is an oblique exercise. The obliques are these muscles on your abdominals, on your core, that run down and across to your hips. So they're partly responsible for the rotation around the trunk. And a lot of times on a lot of folks, they are weak, okay? So this exercise will be taking us into a sit-up kind of movement. So we are curling upward, but it's to help us strengthen the core, not necessarily to hold the spine straight, okay? So as we did on Monday, on our first day with our core exercises, I'd like you to bring your legs up to tabletop. Do that slowly, feel your center gathering in, and then bring your legs up to position. Now, I'm going to have one hand behind my head. I'll take this one closest to the camera. And the other hand is going to press on the front of my opposite knee. So I have my right hand behind my head, my left hand on my left knee. And that's to activate those core muscles. I'm going to push my left knee into my hand, feel that connection, take a breath, and then as you exhale, we're going to cross up and over, bringing the armpit towards the knee. So we set by pressing the knee into the hand, feel that abdominal wall contract, pull in, then exhale and rotate up. Good. Now, if you want to get a little fancier, as you come up, you can stretch your other leg away. And we learned that in our single leg stretch on Monday. Press hand to knee, rotate across, and you can either keep the knees still together or extend one out. 4 more times here. Here we go. So it's the rotation we're looking for. Crossing up and over, and you're going to feel that motion coming diagonal plus the side of the body that you're pressing hand to knee in, those muscles are stabilizing. One more. And coming down, relax your hand. If you need to, bring the feet down for a moment. Reset, and then up we come. Now you could also do these exercises keeping your feet on the floor if you prefer. The same thing could be done here. Hand on the knee, hand behind the head, press into the leg for support, and curl across. We're coming a little more challenging with the legs in the air. Again, I'm going to push my hand into that knee to generate some resistance. I want to resist and feel that core really firing. Take a breath in, opposite hand behind my head, and we come up and cross. And slowly down. It's about control, building some more strength. The hips should stay nice and steady. So again, here's that separation, upper body from lower body. Lower body staying still. But if you want a little more challenge, we can extend the leg. So I'm still working to keep my pelvis from rocking, but adding a little more challenge with that leg reach. You don't have to. If that's too much, focus on the rotation of the ribs. Let's take one more time. Rotation of the rib cage. And then bring it in together and lower down. All right, how did that go? A nice wake up for the core. So we're going to go into a little twist now, side to side with the legs, and a more gentle position would be having the feet down on the mat, knees together, feet together, or feet hip width apart. I'm going to give you the option of doing it from there. The arms are going to be out nice and wide to the side, open out like a T, so the palms are turned up. That way you can really open your chest, stretch your arms, and start to create more length across your chest. The third version with the legs, and which I'm going to do, is with the knees up into the chest. Now this is definitely more challenging because there's more weight. So I want you to choose your twist that serves you. From this starting position, we allow the legs to move over to one side, breathing out, keeping your shoulders pressing back. Inhale back up to center. And as you exhale, let the knees go to the other side slowly, keeping the shoulders back. And come on up to center. So we're getting a twist up the spine from the hips to the shoulders. You're going to feel that stretch all the way from your armpit to the side body down to the hip. And when these muscles are tight, it restricts how much rotation we can create. Now again, if you want to put the feet down, please do so. You'll get a similar benefit, just not quite as heavy. And that might be in a more appropriate place for you to start. If your legs are up, you need to use your core more dominantly to support yourself. Let's take 3 more. I'm breathing in as I lift my knees and breathing out to the other side. Breathing in as I lift my knees and breathing out to the other side. And then bring your legs up and just give them a little hug. Good. Maybe a little circle here with your leg bones. Okay, good. So we're going to come up and take another exercise from sitting. So I'll just give you a moment to come into your new position. Now when we're sitting in Pilates doing some work with the legs out in front, sometimes it can be challenging on the hips and the back if you don't have a lot of flexibility in your back body, in your hamstrings. So you might want to sit up on a little cushion, and mine is quite small, but you could be on a pillow, you could roll up a towel. So anything just to give your hips a little bit more lift. And that way, when you take your legs out in front of you, the goal is again to find a neutral spine. So we don't want to be rounding under in the back. We're not going to rotate in that position. Do you feel how awful that would actually be in your spine? So think about that if you're doing that, putting impact through a golf swing. Not good on the back in the long term. So lift up, lengthen up. Try to get as tall as you can. And it might mean you need to bend your knees a little bit, but do so if that's important to help you get tall. Make being tall your first and most important priority. So really draw up. Feel the waist lift up, feel the spine lengthen. Now we're going to take the arms in front like we did when we were standing up together, and we're going to do that opening like a book. So I'm going to keep one hand in front. I'm going to rotate my ribs, my spine, my arm, my head as well to look at this backhand, and then close quickly. We're going to alternate sides. So staying tall, rotate the ribs, look back, keep the spine long, close quickly. Let's take 4 like this. Inhale to open, close. Inhale to open and close. 2 to go. Inhale, nice and tall, open the chest, stretch your wings. Last time, opening and close. And relax. Okay, take a breath. We're going to roll forward to release out of that gently. Head, upper spine can round. This is on purpose. We're doing it to stretch the back body. Let your arms reach forward. Take a big breath into your back. Stay here as you exhale. And again, big breath in. Stay as you exhale. One more time. Big breath in. And exhale. And roll yourself back up from the bottom, middle, and top. Okay, how is that? Shake out your legs a little bit. We're going to do it one more time. And this time when we do it, we're going to keep the head centered so that we imitate more truly what is required in the spine in a golf swing. So again, arms start in front. Keep your eye focus on your front hand. Sit up as tall as you can. Shoulders back and down. Feel your core engaged. Inhale to rotate through the ribs, taking the arm back, turn your chest, looking forward. Exhale, quickly close. Opposite side. Inhale, rotating the ribs, turning from the spine. Inhale, head stays center. Rotate the rib cage, turn the chest. What I like to think about is that my breastbone turns to the side wall. One more time each way. So I'm thinking of focusing my breastbone to turn, to face and shine at the side wall. And bring it in. Okay, release that, shake out your legs. Come on up, give yourself a moment to stand up. And let's take a quick hip stretch just to release out of that. Here's where you might need your golf club for a little balance. We did this on Monday. Or you could use a chair or the wall. And bring the hip back. Draw the abdomen in, stand up nice and tall. Let's just take 3 breaths here. Good, one more. Anytime we sit in that spine twist position, it can be challenging in your legs. Again, if you're not used to working the spine into that length, so the hips might feel tight. Let's do our stretch on the other side. Holding the foot or holding a strap around your foot. Press the hips forward, bring the knee back, stand tall. One more big breath here. Good. And release the leg. Awesome. And to finish today, I love doing this little pivot turn stretch. And to do this, oops, there you go. It's just, again, our rotation, but we're going to allow the hips to turn with us. So you'll feel that this includes that whole chain now from the foot up through the leg, hip, and spine. More true in a sense of your golf swing because the pelvis is being allowed to turn. Just notice how that feels. Stay nice and tall. Stay in the center of your legs. I'm not leaning from side to side. You can have the palms turned up to get a little bit more of that chest opening, shoulder release. Let's do 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Back to center. Release the shoulders. And our final test, our retest of that TPI test, hands across your shoulders, feet hip width apart, coming into, one more time, our setup. Think about the length of the spine, and then how do you turn? How is that rotation working? Keep your eyes down. Do you feel the rib rotation? Do you feel the sense of separation between your upper body and your lower body? Take a breath in, come on up, and release. Okay, I'd love to know how that worked for you. Please leave a comment under the video or the replay if you were here, if you watch, if you do, how it feels. I'm so curious to know how these sessions are serving you and what you're getting from them. So please feel free to leave a comment or a question and just let me know. I will see you all tomorrow for day 4, where we work on the hips, the glutes, and all that lower body rotation. More good stuff to come. So until then, move well, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.